Meet the goddess Demeter, the goddess of the grain and sacred harvest. As the golden sun ripens the fields and the earth begins to offer her fresh fruits, we entered the sacred season of the harvest. This is the time to gather, to reflect, and to give thanks for all that's grown within and around us. At the heart of this season stands Demeter, the greatest goddess of grain, fertility, and the sacred cycles of life and death. She is the keeper of the harvest and the mother of the seasons, a divine force who reminds us that the abundance is born from patience, nurture, and deep connection to earth. So, who is Demeter, the goddess of harvest? She is one of the 12 Olympian deities in Greek mythology. She is the goddess of agriculture, grain, fertility, and sacred law. As a great nurturer of humanity, she taught people how to plant, cultivate crops, ensuring survival and civilization. Her most famous myth centers around her daughter Persephone, who was abducted by Hades to the underworld. In her grief, Demeter refused to let the earth bear fruit, ushering in a long winter. When Persephone was allowed to return for part of the year, Demeter's joy brought spring and summer. The myth reveals Demeter's deep emotional truth. She is the goddess of love, grief, renewal, and letting go. She embodies the rhythms of life, and her energy is profoundly healing during times of transition. So, how can Demeter support us? She is not just a goddess of grain, she's the guardian of the soul's harvest. She offers support for those on the path of healing, transformation, and reaping the rewards of hard work and emotional growth. She brings in the energy of abundance and gratitude by teaching us that everything we need is already growing within us. She supports abundance in all forms: health, wealth, love, inner peace. When we work with her, we begin to recognize and receive the blessings around us. She also teaches us about navigating change and loss. Like the cycle of her daughter's descent and return, Demeter understands grief and change. She helps us find grace and loss, giving space to honor what is past while preparing to welcome what is to come. She teaches us about nourishment and growth, for she helps us nurture our dreams and relationships. Just as we would tend to a garden, she brings us back to simplicity, grounding, and the sacredness of everyday rituals: eating, caring, resting, and sharing. She also shares with us the sacred cycles and seasons. She reminds us that life moves in seasons. Sometimes we plant, sometimes we grow, sometimes we rest, sometimes we gather. Demeter helps us trust the process and stay rooted during the waiting. So, how do you work with Demeter? Demeter's energy is earthly, loving, deeply maternal. To connect with her is to return to your roots and honor the rhythms of your soul. Here are some sacred ways to invite her into your life. You can build a harvest altar. Create a simple altar with fresh grain, seasonal fruits, flowers, and symbols of the earth. Use gold, green, or burnt orange candles. Include a bowl of wheat or corn as an offering of bread or honey. Light a candle and offer thanks for all that has blossomed in your life. Celebrate Lammas or a personal harvest ritual. August 1st marks Lammas and the first harvest festival. Bake bread, cook a meal with garden vegetables, or host a gratitude circle. Write down everything you've harvested this year, spiritually, emotionally, or physically, and offer thanks to Demeter. Grounding meditation with Demeter. Sit on the earth or floor. Breathe deeply, visualizing roots growing from your spine into the soul. Call upon Demeter and ask her to show you what you are harvesting and what still needs tending. Let her wisdom flow through your body. Embracing Demeter's wisdom teaches us to live with intention, patience, and devotion. She's the sacred mother who reminds us to pause and give thanks, to honor what we've lost, to celebrate what we've become. And working with her, we remember that life is not only about sowing and striving, it's also about gathering, resting, being nourished by our own sacred harvest. This August, step into her golden fields. Let Demeter guide you to embrace your abundance, honor your journey, ground into beauty of this season of change.